Hi, my name is Long Duan. I'm from eCyberForce. Today I'm going to show you how to configure the patent pending MacroProbe to perform the IT Big Data Analytic to deliver the ultimate IT service end-to-end monitoring. Let's begin by logging to the MacroProbe. The first thing we need to configure is the monitoring policy management. So, first service available is the Internet service. This is the DNS and the HTTP dependency. And the email analytic. And the email service is the analytic on the dependency of the HTTP delivering the request to the email server, such as the SMTP server or the IMAP4 server or the POP3 server. And the file service is the HTTP dependency with the FTP server in the data center. And the custom internet service is the DNS dependency with the TCP app. Those are the TCP applications flowing on the well-known IANA ports or a custom TCP port that we add down here. That we can run analytic on. The data center service is the dependency analytic between the HTTP server and the TCP app server that are flowing on the well-known IANA ports or the custom TCP port that we add down here. So that's done for the monitoring policy. Now what we want to do is configure next the alarm configuration of the service that we check off for running analytic. So let's look at the internet service. For example, the error threshold is the internet service error that exceeds the threshold. The error is the sum of the DNS server protocol error and the HTTP server protocol error. The 5-minute error transition is the number of bits that the MacroProbe will transit before it generates an alarm. For example, if it's set to 3, in the first minute it cross the threshold. Then it will sustain above the threshold in the second minute. And then it will sustain above the threshold in the third minute before it generates an alarm. For the hourly error iteration, 10 bits, it will do that for 10 times. The 5-minute error iteration is the foreground alarm, has a maximum of 5 bits. The hourly error iteration is the background N-Bts Transition Alarm. It has a practical limit of 10 bits. Anything beyond that is diminishing return and it just bogs down the system. The same with response time. This is for performance. The N-bit is the same as the protocol error, and the hourly response time iteration is the same as the protocol error. The availability threshold is a little bit different because availability based on the dependency between DNS and HTTP. So it checked for DNS server refuse, or server failure, as well or the HTTP 5XX server to see that the service is unavailable. If that count exceeds and it transits 5 times, it will generate an alarm with certain probability. So we have also configured here for email service. We also have configured here for file service. We also have configured here for custom internet service. Each one of them have very different protocol error and service availability. We're not going to go over all of them. We're going to go more detail in the more breakout cases. And we have our data center services configuration and all that. So after you configure the alarm configuration, it's time to move on to monitoring the service end-to-end. So you launch the service dashboard. And in the service dashboard, you have a breakdown of 3 categories: availability, performance, and functional. So availability is the out-of-service dependency. Performance is the response time dependency. And the functional is the protocol error dependency. So here we have, in terms of performance, we have a custom internet server delay dependency with DNS, with the interface location of 10.20.100.71, with the server IP, DNS server IP of 192.168.1.1, in resolving the HTTPS application server at the interface 10.20.100.71 with a server IP of 205.213.49.200 with the end-to-end service delivery delay of 7,055 milliseconds at the latest timestamp that the alarm generates at today at 12:35 p.m. with the alarm certainty of 87.5%. So that's for the performance dependency. For the functional dependency, let's look at this one. Custom Internet Server Error Dependency, DNS interface, DNS server interface 10.20.100.72 with a server IP of 192.168.1.1 in resolving the HTTPS at the location of 10.20.100.71 with the HTTPS server IP of 66.119.33.170 with the total number of errors seen in 5 minutes of 90, average of 90, and at the latest timestamp of on the 22nd of March at 3:30 p.m. with the 87.5% certainty. So you can go into alarm monitoring to look at the dependency of functional alarm for more detail. Let's say for the last 7 days. These are the alarm detail for each of the alarms that are generated. Not at the high level as the dashboard, but this is the detail, each of the alarms that are generated. And you can see that it's shown the evidence in terms of the error, the front-end server IP, the back-end server IP, the front-end app, the back-end app, the front end location, the back end location, and the alarm certainty. You can do the same thing with the performance alarm. Have a similar structure. You can do the same thing with the availability alarm. We don't have any availability alarm. So that concludes the big data analytic for IT. Thank you.